Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 37 of our Colorado Rockies rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 26. Where last we left off, we made the executive decision to trade Terry Carpenter after he had what can only be described as a horrendous first 50 games for us. Only 3 home runs, a 297 slugging, 552 OPS. We traded him to the Atlanta Braves along with two prospects, Wilmus Paulinho, who I think forecasts as an above average long reliever. Pretty solid overall. Don't think he's going to be a starter for them. And then Andy Villanueva, who projects to be a very solid bullpen arm with really good stuff. So we didn't give up nothing. We gave up two very solid prospects. However, in return, we got relief pitcher Gage Wood, one of the best relievers in the game at the moment. He has had a very strong season so far. He's got really, really, really good stuff. And ideally, he is our closer of the future if slash when we move off of Andres Munoz. So the knock-on effect of that decision, Matt Chachik, we have sent down to AAA. He just has not had it so far this year. 5.12 ERA, whip of 1.48, 2 home runs per 9, and a 342 BABIP. Realistically, that's just not playable. So we send him down to AAA. Hopefully, he does well, and we can call him up soon. So that's a simple 1-for-1. Gage Wood is going to slide in as a setup man and then be our backup closer if Munoz is ever tired. In terms of the lineup, obviously, Kerry Carpenter is out, which means Yankel Fernandez is going to be our everyday right fielder going forward. Um, so far, it's done pretty well. 347 on base percentage, 916 OPS. Is that sustainable? No, not at all. But I'm enjoying the good times while they are here. He is not the best defensive right fielder. He's at a negative zone rating in both AAA and the majors. His arm, it looks like, is doing a little better here than it was in Albuquerque. So he's going to slide in at right field. And then CJ Kafis was the call up to be a backup outfielder, can play left and right. And he didn't do that terribly last season when we gave him about 20 games, but he's crushed it in AAA so far. Hopefully, we can keep that momentum going. Nolan Shanuel is still on the IL. He's got about 1 week left to recover from his bone bruise. When he's back, he's obviously immediately slotting in as our DH again because he was probably our best hitter up until the point when he got hurt. So that is where things stand on the roster front. We are currently tied with the Dodgers, 43 and 28 record, 10 and a half games above the Padres. So, barring a collapse, it's going to be us versus the Dodgers for the division lead. We're ahead on the wild card by 4 games. Looking pretty good. I said a couple streams ago that the worst version of our team was the one we had in April because we had a decent amount of injuries and the lineup was ice cold. We're starting to get a little better. Pitchers are doing a lot better. Jose Fleury, unfortunately, still searching for that first win. But other than that, I like where our team is at. We are currently in the middle of June. My hope today is we're going to get through some games and then get to the player draft on the 11th, which is also smack dab in the middle of a 4-game Dodgers series. And that is likely where we will leave off. So without further ado, we have Chase Burns on the mound against the Orioles. Let's play some baseball. Bregman and Hunter Goodman are hot, which we like to see. Tucker Tolman is going to be our DH up until Nolan Shanuel gets back, since he's going to be the guy getting sent down. So I want to give him some reps here for the next week. Grayson Rodriguez still going strong for the Orioles, which we like to see. And Cole Carey gets a nice line drive single up the middle. That'll play. Am I going to run on Samuel Basallo? Yes, I am, because I have no shame. And Cole Carey is aboard at second. Very nice. 13 steals for him on the season. We kind of got away from our stolen base numbers from seasons previous this year. So that is something I want to kind of course correct to. So we go down here is how Yuli hits it deep to right, down at the warning track. That will score Cole Carey easily. And how Yuli has a nice RBI double. Condon grounds out to the pitcher. Never great. Jason Dominguez lines out to right, thus ending our fun. We got Chase Burns on the mound. Enrique Bradfield Jr. here at center field for the Orioles. Looks like they called him up in year 2 of the sim. And he's done all right for them. The softest of grounders to third, and it's an error. Westberg got hit with that quick throw animation. And Goodman is aboard. Bregman, unfortunately, goes down swinging. And Tovar hits into a fielder's choice. Not the most efficient inning we've ever had. Tucker Tillman hits it up to right, but that's going to be caught. We are going to have to make a decision with Alex Bregman's contract at the end of the season, because we do have a team option for him. At the moment, I think we're going to void the last contract years, let him hit free agency. And then if we desperately want him back, we can always make an offer in free agency, because he won't make, I think, the 20 million, I believe. 18. Yeah. 18 million if we keep him. I don't think Alex Bregman gets 18 million on the open market. So we're likely going to avoid the last 2 contract years anyway. A very nice line drive from How You Lee again, and he is on fire. Condon lining out. I've been debating moving Condon off of the 4-hole and putting someone like Hunter Goodman or Bregman there. But we'll see what I end up doing. A lot of this is going to change when Nolan Shanuel gets back anyway, as the Orioles have 2 runners aboard. Enrique grounds out, so the runners do advance. Gunnar Henderson sac fly, Yankees throw. The runners don't move. Jackson Holiday hits it up the middle, got him. Very nice to escape the jam there. Nothing for us in the 4th. Basallo with a solo homer. That's his 20th on the year. Yikes. 70 overall, 75 potential. And that'll play. Henry Ford is aboard. Rhyme unintentional as Dominguez gets the line out. That is one thing about our defensive construction I have changed. I've decided that Cole Carrick is just going to go back to being in left field. He had a negative arm, big negative zone rating in center. And I think while Jason Dominguez isn't the best center fielder either, he has a positive arm there. He had a negative arm in left, both for us and the Yankees. So at that point, I think that's going to be our lineup configuration on that side. Having Smith gets aboard. I'm going to warm up Dre Jameson. Oh, and Gunnar Henderson hits that ball out of here. Orioles take the lead. It was looking like a good start from Chase, but I think the Orioles are starting to get to him a bit. Jackson Holiday pops up. Let's see if he can get Basallo. Soft grounded first. Got him. All right. Not the best start from Chase. He only goes 5 innings, gives up 3 earned. But that is what it is. Dominguez and Goodman are aboard for Bregman, who strikes out again. And they're going with Mason Englert out of the bullpen. Tigers legend. Tovar hits it up, and it gets down in left field. Run, you brave soul. I did not think Dominguez was going to make that home, but he did. That is a tie ball game. Let's see if Tucker Toman can give us the lead, and they hit him. That seems rude. Volkerrig makes him pay, and the ball gets through to right field. They'll score another, and we have the lead back. Now I'll let Yankio hit. And line out this second. Well, good news is we got the lead back. Bad news is Bregman striking out and then Yankio lining out there. We really could have had more runs. That is what it is, though. Henry Ford in right field. What are his numbers in right? Negative 1.2 zone rating, 1.6 arm. That'll play. And Henry Ford had a solo shot off of Jameson. Not great. Nothing for us in the 7th. I'm going to get Herrera warming up in case Jameson can't get me the inning. He does. Good man. There we go. Bregman solo shot. Here's Tovar. Flies out to center. I am going to pinch hit for Toman here. CJ Kafus. Going to get his first at bat this season for the Rockies. And he strikes out swinging. He'll fit in just fine. Carrick strikes out also. Not great. All right, we are going to have Herrera take the 8th, and then newly acquired Gage Wood is going to get the 9th, barring any catastrophe. Catastrophe may have arrived as Basallo is at second. And Henry Ford hits it to the wall. Tie ball game. Well, all right, let's see if Herrera can get Jonathan India. Nope. India gets it down and left. Ford's going for it. And he gets there. And the Orioles have taken the lead. You fool, trying to run on Hunter Goodman. He says when he's only thrown out 8 guys this season on like 35 tries. All right, well, the Orioles have taken the lead. I'm going to get Gage Wood warming up in case we tie and or take the lead. Lefty Brock Burke on the mound for the Orioles. Luckily, we're in the stretch of the lineup where a solo shot is most likely. Yankio tried. He flies out to left. How Yuli swings at the 3-1 pitch. And it's gunned down by the pitcher. Charlie Condon's our last out. Nothing doing. Struck out. Well, I mean, that's disappointing simply because of the way we lost. I think Chase Burns had a bad start. Jameson did okay, but Herrera got blown up there. Yeah. Condon and Fernandez going a combined 0 for 10, leaving 8 men on. It's not a recipe for success, must be said. I have directed my scout to look at a lot more of the prospects in the draft that we have average accuracy on instead of low. So hopefully we have a bit more info going into the draft. I'm going to sim game 2 of the Orioles series. Ouch. 3-11, huh? Fleury gives up 9 runs, only gets 1 inning. Ow. Yeah, the long relief role I think beckons. Bullpen did a decent job. They threw an insane amount of pitches though. Griffin Jackson Jameson threw 34, Gastelum threw 28. Ay ay ay. Oh, that's a problem. Right. Dario can't be second. All right, Kafis is going to be the pinch hitter against righties instead of Yankiel. Yeah, that was an issue because Yankiel was in the starting lineup already, so the AI had Dario pinch hit, which means he had to catch, which means Hunter Goodman moved to left field, which is not really where I want to be in my life. All right, reports on more of the prospects. Okay. Well, we're going to sim game 3 of the Orioles series. It can't possibly be worse than game 2. It was not, but we do lose it 8-9 as Gage Wood in his Rockies debut gets popped for 3 earned runs. Oh boy. That was painful. What was the message? Oh, Mr. Zerpa. His rehab time is done. I'm going to be honest. I don't really know what I want to do with regards to the bullpen right now and where Zerpa fits. I think I honestly might keep Zerpa in AAA. Or can I not because he's. Yeah, I have to move him to the active roster just the way the numbers are set. Hmm. I might honestly trade Sam. He has had a really good June, which is nice, but his whip is a 1.6. He's striking out more guys, he's walking less, but the BABIP of a 350 is pretty high. See if there are any quick trade partners for him. If I just, if I would like a prospect, perchance. Ooh, decent amount of options. No one with 50 potential. A couple 45s. I think if I could get like a reliever for reliever deal, that would be nice. Marte isn't bad. His secondary stuff is. Javier Gufaro is young and I have low. Oh, God. Nope. And a lot of these guys I'm just not going to have the info on. Ooh! Emmanuel Martinez. Control is horrendous, but make him a reliever. If his secondary stuff develops well, we could be in business. I like that. And then let's be a little bit greedy. Give me Martinez and what an interesting player profile Christian Santana has. Do they have any Cody Fritas? No? Dang. Yeah, it looks like the Rangers, like yours truly, does not care about control the Rockies way. Give me this random 17-year-old center fielder. Dang. I think they literally won just that. Yeah. If you barely want Sam, just say so. There we go. They'll give me Sammy Kova, who it must be said is not very good, but I think we make this deal. All right, so we trade Sam Henches, who just unfortunately has not had a good of a second season as he did last season. After when we traded for him at the deadline. In exchange, we get Emmanuel Martinez, who I like. I think he's probably more destined for like a long relief role, especially because his velocity is kind of grim. And then we get Sammy Kova, who I am immediately moving to reliever, who could do the job. And now Zerpa is going to come back off of his rehab assignment where he did not do well at all. And I'm a little worried that Zerpa's best days pitching are behind him, but we'll see. We have the team option if he struggles. But for now, I think let's give Zerpa the shot, see what happens. Getting swept by the Orioles, not exactly how I wanted this stream to start, it must be said. But we're going to sim, I think, game 1 of the Padres series and play game 2. There we go. We win 12-2 with only one home run, and it was Dario Laverde's first home run. Good on him. The RBI column is crazy. Yeah, everyone had pretty good days. Cole Carrick going 1 of 6 is hilarious. The pinch hitting here is hilarious. So Kafis pinch hits first. He goes right field. That's easy. Then Gazdar pinch hits, move the shortstop. So they pull Tovar for Lamp and move Cole Carrick to third. It's kind of funny. Gabriel Hughes did pretty good. Zerpa in his season debut, 2 innings, 1 K. I'll take that. No complaints. All right, we're getting a lot of the prospect scouting round 2 done. Only 7 players left on the list. So when these guys are done, I'll take a look again. But let's play game 2 of the Padres series. We got Luis De Leon on the mound. Bregman somehow is no longer hot. Don't quite understand that. I'm going to give Cole Carrick the day off. Dominguez is going to move to left. Joe Lamp is going to take center. I think everything else can be as is. Yep, Howley's not tired. All right, let's rock. Joe Lamp leading off for us. He has not had a great season, but, he's a backup this year. He's a starter last year, so I get it. But as long as the bat is even like average to below average, he's so good defensively, and he's like one of the quickest players in the league, so I have to play him. He gets a nice 4-pitch walk there. Cooper Criswell. I am going to run on Joey Bart. Lamp, I can't say you're one of the quickest players and then you immediately get thrown out. How dare you? What is the point of you? As Yankel Fernandez flies out to left. Killing me. Howley strikes out. That inning started with such promise. And Joe Lamp just had to go and get thrown out. All right, my goal for this start is very simple. I want Luis De Leon to get me 6 innings. That's the goal. Clean first. Clean second. Ooh, Tovar is aboard. All right, Joe, redemption. All right, he's going to get there. Flies out to Benson. No dice. Okay, Luis is at 37 pitches through 3, which is pretty good for him. Condon, Dominguez are aboard. Hunter Goodman, I believe in you. He struck out. My belief in him is waning. They're getting to him in the 4th now. Bogarts and Kierstead are aboard. 2-pitch line out. That helps. Arozarena grounds out to Luis. All right. Pretty good through 4, but the 5th and 6th inning are usually when they get to Luis. In error, Humst. Yankiel in right. That's a problem. So that starts happening consistently. So that is one of the lesser reasons we traded Kerry Carpenter, was his defense in right just was not there. Joey Bart hits it deep to left, and that ball is gone. 2-run shot. It's that the 5th into the 6th inning is when they get to Luis. The error obviously didn't help, and that's why both runs were unearned, but still. All right, down by 2. And now an error for the Padres, and Joe Lamp is aboard. Howie Lee hits it into left. Joe Lamp's an ambitious man, and he is safe. We get 1 back. Wild pitch moves Howe. No complaints from me there. Take the 3rd pitch. Dang. All right. Condon struck out. Dominguez gets it into center field. Howie Lee, not the quickest man around, but he gets to home either way. Tied ball game. Hunter Goodman hits it deep to right, and tied no longer. 2-run shot. 4-2 lead. That's Goodman's 15th home run this season. And Bregman wants to keep the good times going with a line drive to left. Tovar, though, wants to see the good time ends, and he grounds into a fielder's choice. But we get the lead. Come on, Luis. Get me through 6. It's always in the 6th inning when he just completely and utterly collapses. And I don't have a great, healthy bullpen right now. He gets Gonzalez. I'm going to warm up Jameson. Come on, double play. Bregman to Howie Lee. To Condon. Luis De Leon gets me 6 innings for the first time in like a month and a half. Oh, boy. Technically a quality start. Actually, it was definitely because both runs were unearned. As Joe Lamp lines out. Yankiel strikes out. I think Yankiel Fernandez batting second is not the move. I think once Nolan Shanuel gets back, I'll just put him back at second and then drop Yankiel down in the order. But really good start from Luis. 6 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 7 Ks. And then Gray, I just need the 7th from you. Good man. All right, Gage Wood will get me the 8th, and then Munoz for the 9th. Ooh, maybe not, because Hunter Goodman gets another 2-run shot. And Bregman gets down into left. I am so happy that Alex Bregman is having a good season. Because, man, he needed it. Last year wasn't great. 2027 was good, but then he had a season-ending injury, and he missed like 3 months this season to the end of it. Tovar goes down. Tillman grounds out. All right. think we're going to have Gage Wood take it. I know Jameson's still in the green, but he was on 80% fatigue. Start the outing? Oh, Gage, buddy. All right, gets the pop up. I don't know why Tovar jumped there in the background. But, it happens. There we go. All right, bounce back outing from Gage. Then, even though it's not going to be a save, pretty much my only healthy reliever right now is Munoz. So, or only fit reliever, I should say. There we go. Lamp gets it down. That should be the easiest double of his career, maybe even a triple, since the outfielder is taking 2 years to get there. And it is a triple. We don't get to see the play at third because the camera in this game is stupid. All right, Yankee redemption. Let's go. Didn't work. Popped out a second. Killing me. There we go. Yankiel hits it softly to second. Joe Lamp stops in the middle of the base paths, but finally decides to head home. That looked so ridiculous. Condon strikes out for the third time today. And Dominguez grounds out to end the inning. But we get an extra insurance run. Nothing wrong with that. Munoz will come in, face the Padres. They do get one run, but nonetheless, we get the win 7-3. Really good outing from our pitching staff. Middle of the order did very nice. But yeah, Nolan Shane will really come back soon. Ooh, Jason Huerta. Doing very good. 20-game hit streak. He really should be in, yeah, he should be in higher leagues at this point. But in my defense, he keeps getting injured. Can a hit streak carry over between leagues? Let's find out. To high A with you, Jason. All right, let us advance the day. And that should be the rest of the scouting reports. All-Star update. Hunter Goodman third at catcher. Condon second at first. Hao Yu Lee is no longer there at second base. Tovar is still second at short. Still no outfielders and still no pitchers. Crazy. All right, let's sim the finale against the Padres. We win it 10-6. Heston gets 5 hits, but the Padres still can't win. Very good day from our offense. Almost everyone had 2 to 3 hits. Very good. Vodnik got shelled. Dominguez has been caught stealing 4 times already. Craziness. Hao Yu Lee is a triple. Tovar had a home run. That's good. I don't think Tovar's ever going to get close to his 30 home run season he had a couple seasons ago, but he's definitely doing better than last year offensively. All right, our pitching coach's contract is expiring, and I'm going to be honest. I think I want to let him go. What are the relationships like? He has good relationships with essentially everyone except for Gage. How much money would he want? $1 million? Yeah, sure. Top 100 prospects, we obviously have no one on that list. Okay, mid-season review of goals. I can save you the time. Everything is going poorly except the fact that we have a good record, which I don't understand why the fan interest is lower than it was last season when we have a better record at this point than we did last season. But that's beside the point. All right, Nolan Shanuel is coming back tomorrow. So I think I'll sim Now I'll play game. I'll sim it. Sim game one. I have faith, and we win it 8-3. Never a doubt. Yeah, I think Fleury gets his first win of the season. I think Fleury is going to be a long reliever. I think we need to acquire another starter. Trey Jameson does good. Trey Jameson essentially at this point is my long reliever, and he's not doing that bad. All right, Nolan Shanuel's back, so this is going to be a very easy switch as my entire team is tired. Don't worry about that. Oh boy. Actually, with everyone being tired, I think I'll wait and bring Nolan back after this game so that I can have Tucker here to move around. Okay, so let's figure this out. Let's take out everyone that's tired. Okay, so what do I need? I need a second baseman, I need a shortstop, and I need a DH. Tillman can play third. So, yeah, I think one guy is going to have to play tired no matter what, and that's fine. Gazdar is going to take short. Cole Carrig is going to take second. Kafis is going to bat sixth and take left field. Tucker Tillman is going to bat. He can bat fifth. Why not? This is going to be the worst lineup I've ever put out. And then I need one of these guys to DH. Who is the Goodman's at 66. Howie Lee's at 79. Bregman's at 79. Tovar's at 83. Dominguez is at 84. Script. Howie Lee. Actually, at that point, Howie Lee can take second. Kafis, DH, Cole Kerrigan left. All right, so Howie Lee's going to play tired. Other than that, we're playing backups everywhere. Backup DH, backup catcher, backup center fielder, backup shortstop, backup third baseman. We got this. Going up against old friend Zach Veen, who is not doing great with the Guardians this season, which is a shame. But I'm glad at least he's sticking around with the Guardians and getting a lot of playing time. All right, this is essentially our backup team. Like outside of our first four hitters, it is our backup team. So if we don't get production from them, we're in trouble. Fernandez, Kolkarig already aboard. And Tillman strikes out. This could be the ugliest offensive game we ever had. And Herrera gives up a solo shot to old friend Zach Veen. Fair enough. All right, CJ Kafis, his first start this season, and he walks. Good man. I am, in fact, going to have him run on David Fry. Maybe I shouldn't. I talked myself out of it almost immediately. As Laverde lines out. Joe Lamp, though, gets it down and left. Okay. We're moving. The backups are pulling their weight. Never mind. Gazdar struck out. There we go. Cole Carrig gets it through to right. Kafis is going home. We cannot see the play at home because of the camera, but the game tells me he was safe. And Keel grounds out, but we tie it up. Oh boy. You know what, Herrera? I have faith in you. Well, we're down 4-1. And with the lineup I have constructed, that might be an insurmountable lead. This David Fry grounds into the fielder's choice. But he gets an RBI for his trouble. 5-1 Guardians, and now Marsh is walked. Herrera, buddy, I'm going to be frank with you, okay? I'm going to be honest. I need Better, please. And he immediately hits Swanson. There we go. Oh boy. What is the fatigue state of my bullpen? Oh, we're okay. All right, CJ. I believe in you. To be fair, I could send down CJ Kafis instead of Tucker Tobin, but if I do that, my backup outfield situation gets really ugly. So I think Tucker Tillman is the move. He has also cooled off mightily since his red hot start. As Cole Carrick strikes out, we threaten, we do not score. Give me the fourth. Ferrero, buddy. Old pal, old friend. I need you to do better. Yeah, Dario's throw is not going to get there. Zach Veen has come back to haunt his old team. And Manzardo tries to send the ball to space, and he gets close. 2-run shot, 7-1 ball game. As Herrera's ERA is now all the way up to a 5. Man. Yeah, I think we need to mess around with the rotation a bit. And that might just be as simply as acquire another starter and move Jose Fleury. I could even call up Sandy Azuna from AAA if I wanted to get crazy. Ooh. How Yuli and Yankeela are at the corners. I really would like How Yuli to get off of first base. So I don't have to worry about a double play. It looks like How does not want to run. Condon strikes out. Tillman flies out. Yankeela does not try running home. But CJ Kafis gets it through. We have a second run. The lead is now only 5. All right, Dario. 3-run shot. The softest hit ball to first. He beats out the throw. So that's 3. Joe Lamp is up. Strikes out looking. All right. We got a couple runs back. It is not lost on me that we have yet to have a scoreless frame. It's fine. I'm going to get Griffin Jacks warming up, and hopefully Herrera can just give me a quick inning. There we go. He gets Brandon. How old is Brandon Marsh? 31. I thought he was older. Swanson gets aboard. Nah, that's it for Herrera. Not great from him. Let's just bring Griffin Jacks to face Dimitro Crisantes. Quit stealing on my catchers. Well, Crisantes gets it down. That's going to score Swanson and make Herrera's ERA look even worse. 9-3, huh, Griffin? All right, at least Griffin gave me a clean 6th. I'm going to have Zerpa come in, and hopefully Zerpa can get me the 7th and the 8th, and I have to use any more arms. Ooh, Condon and Tillman are aboard. Kafis. All right, a sacrifice fielder's choice, as I like to call it. 5-run game. Even though it's our backup offense, essentially, like, we're not doing too bad. 4 runs, 9 hits through 7 innings. I think you take that. It's just Herrera decided to be horrendous. I'm not afraid. There we go. Serpa's only on 8 pitches. Nothing for us in the 8th. We are down to our last 3 outs. Yankees hits it deep to right field. Gone. We get one back. 368 feet. Listen, it wasn't the furthest home run, but they all count the same. That's how Yuli grounds out. Condon pops out, which means, unfortunately for you, Tillman, you might strike out here. Oh, he does not. Soft grounder to second, and that ends that. I think if you had told me, because with exception of our first four hitters, Tillman, Kafis, Laverd, Lamp, Gazdar are all backups. If you had told me, essentially our backup lineup would have gotten me 5 runs and 10 hits, I would have taken that and assumed we win. But Herrera gave up 11 hits, 8 earned runs, walked a guy, and struck out 6 in 4 1/3. Yep, that is what it is. Okay, Tucker Tillman is going to head back down to AAA. He had got about 11 starts for us. He was good essentially for a hit every game, walked every 2. He didn't do that bad. But we run into a similar issue that we have with, say, Romeo Santabria, where Tillman isn't a great defensively, and we have Nolan Shanuel, so our DH spot is set. But speaking of which, Nolan is back. And this is going to require some unfortunate decisions here for who I put where. Because Tovar does a lot better hitting 8th than he does 9th. Like 160 OPS points better. So he's stuck at 8, which means Yankiel Fernandez is probably going to end up hitting 9th, which is never done, and he's been really good hitting 2nd. So Yankiel drops. Nolan Shanuel is going to return to his role batting 2nd. And then against lefties, Nolan crushed it. So similar idea. How's Hunter Goodman been against lefties? It's been pretty good. What about Dario? Yeah, I think we're going to end that experiment. I think Dario sits. Goodman goes back to catcher. Nolan DHs. All right, let me also fix this whole backup situation I got going on. Backup against lefties. I mean, yeah, the other 3 haven't been good. So, CJ, congrats. Okay. Yep, and now backups against righties. We are A-okay. All right, let's advance the day. Everyone except for Howe should be back. Vodnik, yay! All right, Vodnik has signed his extension. A bit unfortunate that in his last 4 appearances, he's given up like 6 runs. Ignore that part, though. He's having a much better season than last year, which I think is one of the main reasons I decided to give him that extension. So it's a 3-year deal, $3.2 million each year, and then a team option before year 3. So even if he regresses and struggles a bit, we have that out if we want it. But Vodnik has been like our most consistent bullpen guy, so I'm not too worried. All right, let's sim the finale against the Guardians. We win 6-4. Gazdar with 4 hits. Okay. I mean, that raised his on-base percentage by 35 points, raised his OPS by almost 80. Good man. Good man. Nolan Shanuel, 1 hit and 5 bats, 2 Ks, left 6 on base coming back. Vodnik gave up another run. Who had the error? Bregman and Gazdar? Man. Yeah, Gabriel Hughes, I think I'm running into the same issue I am with Luis De Leon, where he just can't go deep into games. But, I mean, the whip 109, 225 BABIP, like, I'll take that any day of the week. Trey Jameson, he'd like to play here another year. Here's the thing, Dre. I don't know if I want you another year. I mean, now that Sam Hentges is gone, that does open up a spot. But he's been worth negative WAR. Whip is fine. Ks are fine. 1.8 home runs per nine. It's a little scary. I might just play out the rest of the season and see how he does. Let's advance to our bye week. Bye week. That'd be a heck of a thing. Our off day. I think I'm gonna sim the first two games of the Philly series. We're gonna play game 3 with Jose Fleury on the mound, and depending on how that goes, I might pull the trigger on a trade. We'll see. We win game 1 3-2 in a pitcher's duel. Luis De Leon, 6 innings on back-to-back starts. We're winning the World Series. Vodnik blows the save. I don't quite see how, but he does. Gage Wood gets the hold. Munoz gets the save. Goodman with a home run. Very nice. All right, let's sim game 2. Let's wonder if Vodnik hit a batter. No, that would count as base on balls, wouldn't it? I don't know. We lose. Oh, no, I just saw red on a player I really didn't want to. Anyway, we lose 5-7. How Ulias' 11th home run. Oh, they got to Gage again. I'm a little scared. We traded for like the best reliever in baseball, and he's gone out and gotten shelled in 2 of his first 4 outings. Also, I need a fresh scouting report on him. Do I need a fresh scouting report on anyone else? None of my lineup. Gage Wood. Oh, Zerpa. Actually, Zerpa, I really need a scouting report on because he's coming back from injury. Okay. Let's move that all back. All right, so it is the first of the month. Luis De Leon, his movement drops, but his velocity goes up and his overall potential go up. Hunter Goodman loses power. I don't really see how. His slugging is a 604. He's on pace to crush his home run total from 2 years ago where he hit 36 homers. So I'm a little confused about that. Emmanuel Martinez, who we just acquired, got a stamina boost and an overall rating boost. K. Denton goes down, which is grim. But the one that I saw was Alberto. His stuff goes down, his movement goes down. Yeah. Nothing else too crazy. Derek Fettuccini gets a little bit of a contact and defensive boost, but nothing much there. All-star wise, Goodman still third catcher, Condon second at first. No How You Lee, no Bregman. How You Lee not being on this list is crazy. Hey, Hunter Goodman, batter of the month in June. He hit 376, 8 home runs, 24 RBIs, and 20 runs. And then his power dropped. Make that make sense, game. All right. Let's save, even though the game just did not have save, I think. All right. Let's play the rubber match against the Phillies. We are going to have Jose Fleury, who is ice cold on the mound, which is fine. I'm going to give Yankees the day off, I think. We're going to start... Actually, Nolan's played in, 3 straight games, come back from injury? I'm going to sit Nolan. Yankees going to take right field. And then CJ Kfis is going to bat ninth in DH just to get that lefty back in the lineup. All right, Jose, no pressure, but you're literally pitching for your rotation spot right here. All right. Clean first. Charlie Condon, 2-run shot. We like that. And the Phillies get a 2 runs courtesy of Alec Baum. Fair enough. Tovar, solo shot. Kafis, match. He tried. Didn't work, but he tried. All right, Jose, come on, buddy. Oh, boy. Yeah. I think it's time to move Jose to long relief. And he's walked Bryce Harper. Bases are loaded for Tucker Flint, who strikes out on 3 pitches. All right. Yeah. That does mean I have to move somebody out of the bullpen, which is going to be a bit awkward. I could also just straight up trade Jose. That is an option. I don't know if I really want to do that, but we'll see. Jason Dominguez is aboard. Hunter Goodman gets it down into left. Dominguez goes home, and he is safe. Nice RBI there for Goodman. Bregman K's. How's Bregman been doing the past week or so? He's been doing okay. Back-to-back strikeouts. Not great. Kafis, though, gets it down in center field. Don't know if that'll get Goodman home. It does. Thank you, camera, for finally showing me. It's Kafis with a nice RBI double. Yeah. Nothing from Carrick there. All right, let's get Herrera back. And he will take over in the 5th. Clean inning. We get an extra insurance run for our trouble. Oh boy. Griffin Jacks, bail us out. He did not, as the Phillies score 3 additional runs. It's looking a bit shaky now. Clean 7th. I'm going to get Zerpa for the 8th then. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Austin Wells hits it deep to right, but not deep enough. Very good. All right, and then Munoz is going to warm up for the 9th. Hunter Goodman strikes out for the 3rd time today. It's fine. That is the downside of sending down Tucker Toman versus CJ Kfis, because now I don't really have a backup third baseman. Like, Gazdar can do it. He's not great. So that does potentially lead us into some trouble. Munoz, half inning. So he's given up 4 runs. We're just going to put Dre Jameson there, hit the half button and pray. He's getting fatigued. Oh, it didn't do the... I didn't notice that it said sit down, Munoz. That's so annoying. It's so finicky, that button, man. Yeah, I mean, that just single-handedly blew up all of Munoz's numbers. Oh, boy. That's annoying. All right, we lose to the Phillies. I think I am in trade Jose Fleury and or move him to long relief stage. If I move him to long relief, though, that means one of my bullpen guys need to go, or I go to a 9-man bullpen and send down, say, CJ Kfis. Which admittedly might not be the worst idea. but I don't know how attached to that I am. If I were to shop Jose around, what are the players I could get in return? Let's entertain that first. 38-year-old Nick Martinez, sure. Tyler Nevin. Oh boy. Yeah, surprisingly, it's not looking like the most awe-inspiring list. 39-year-old Zach Williers on the table. Andrew Painter. I mean, his 45 control does kind of terrify me. His 1.5 whip, 1.7 home runs per nine in AAA does also terrify me. Matt Chapman is available. If we just want to go crazy, have Chapman and Bregman would be a bit silly. I mean, I think I would rather move a bullpen guy and have Jose be a lone reliever than do anything else. I think here's what I'll do for now. I'm going to send I really don't want to send CJ down. What do I want to do? I think the easiest thing is we just send Herrera down to AAA for a little bit, even though he's not doing too bad. If we want to make that an easy flip, but I also don't know if that's worth it. I could just send him down to AAA. He does have option years left. Actually, yeah. Let's do that. AAA for Jose. So now, do I just call up Sandy Azuna and see what we've got? Part of me wants to. I think the move is either we call up Ozuna or, Luigi Casilla, if we want to see what he's got. I kind of just want to call up Ozuna, for being honest. Just give him a few starts, see how he does before the trade deadline. I like that plan. Ozuna, welcome to the starting lineup. Pitch count 85. What is his stamina? It's a 55 game. What are you saying? All right. I mean, he literally can't be worse than what Fleur was giving us this season. So there's that. All right. Fresh scouting report on Gage Wood. Yeah, no numbers changed. So, yep, Gage Wood is Gage Wood. Cool. Okay, Diamondbacks, how are you doing? We're going to sim game one of the series. We lose 5-9. Herrera got popped. Griffin Jacks, 1 out, 5 earned. Dre Jameson, 1 1/3. Gastelum. I think our bullpen is imploding again. Not great. All right, fresh scouting report on Zerpa. Oh, his movement potential is better, which is good. Yeah. I think, Zerpa, we know, is a good reliever. I think the question is going to be, can he sustain it the rest of the season coming back from injury? And if he can't, then we just void the last contract year and pay him a buyout. All right. Let us play. Actually, before I do that, let me reorder this. Ozuna. Hughes. Okay. Let's have Mr. Gabriel Hughes against the Diamondbacks. Nobody is tired. Hunter Goodman's at 99%. Yeah, I think I just roll with this crew. I'm going to rest Tovar. We're going to have Gazdar take short. Yankeel's going to move up and bat eighth. All right, let's party. Gabriel Hughes getting the start on the mound. I think similar to Luis, if I can get 6 innings out of him, I'll be doing jumping jacks. Diamondbacks threaten, but they do not score. All right, Yankees. And Yankees hits it deep to right. Wow. That ball just crashed down to the earth. At a certain point, the wind just stopped carrying it. And Yankees has a triple. I thought that thing was gone, and then it just died. Gazdar strikes out. But Colcara gets it down in right, and we take the lead. That'll do. I'm going to run on. Okay. Jacob Amaya. That's what I'm thinking of. I saw Amaya, and I was like, the infielder? I had my players switched as Nolan Shanuel pops up to second. I might give Nolan an off day. He's not doing great coming back from injury. How you, Lee? You're killing me. All right. Gabriel's at 55 pitches through 3. He is now at 73 through 4, so I don't think I'm going to get the 6 innings that I want. He does get me through 5, though. We have a chance. An error from the Diamondbacks. Bregman and Carragher aboard. Nolan grounds out to first. Yeah, I think Nolan is due for a day off. Yeah, Gabriel's already in the red. Poor Dre Jameson. He's at 0%. I think I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to bring in Vodnik. But good start from Gabriel. I mean, he has proven he's good for about 5 innings, 1-0 in runs. Vodnik, don't do this to me. Oh boy. 2 runners are aboard. And Groover gets it over Gazdar's head. Bases loaded with no outs. Nolan Jones pops it up. That's not going to score anyone. Very good. Double play ends the inning. Here's Reese Hines. It gets past Bregman on the left field line. That's going to score 2. I should have checked when I offered Vodnik the extension, because I think when I offered it to him is when he started giving up all these runs. Which is kind of awkward. Let's see if he can get Marte. Gets Marte to fly out. Runner goes from third, and he gets home. 3-1 ball game. I'm going to bring Herrera in to face Perdomo. And he gets Perdomo to ground out. All right. Diamondbacks take the lead after Vodnik implodes. No response from our offense, and Herrera gets me a clean 7th. Good man. Nothing for us there either. Gage. Dude, how is it possible for someone to legitimately be one of the best relievers in baseball for one team? We get him, and he just implodes. Like, that's actually crazy. All right, I'm going to pinch hit here. I mean, actually, no, I shouldn't. It's a lefty. Nolan. All right, Nolan. Redeem yourself. And he does get aboard. So we have a runner on. He does have 70 stealing. I'm almost tempted. All right, Howie walks. 2 runners are aboard. And they switch to a righty. And they hit Condon. Fair enough. Bases loaded. Jason Dominguez hits it into right field. It's down. That'll score Nolan. Howie goes home also. And they got Condon at third, which is legitimately huge. Because now I would have run from runners at the corners, no outs, to just a runner at first with 1 out. That could have cost us the game there. Hunter Goodman flies out. Why did Condon go third? Bregman is hit. Somebody toss this pitcher. Please. They bring in a lefty to face Yankiel. They're afraid. And Yankiel lines out. Yeah, that decision from Condon to try going for third cost us a run. No way around it. Zerpa clean in the ninth. I'm pinch hitting here. Tovar is going to hit for Gazdar. And he strikes out. Cole Carrick strikes out looking on 3 pitches. Yeah, I'll let Nolan stay in. Might as well. Nah, struck out. I mean, that's one of the more disappointing losses I think we've had. Vodnik got blown up. Gage Wood got blown up. Offense had 1 good inning, I would say. So we lose that one. We find ourselves 49-36. We're 3 games ahead of the Dodgers still, which is a plus. But who cares about that? Sandy Ozuna making his MLB debut. I should check actually. Where is he rated in our prospect list? Ozuna, he is our 9th best prospect, 246 overall. Fair enough. Have I seen enough of Jindra while I'm looking at this? Nah, he needs more time in high A, I think. All right, so Ozuna is getting the ball. Nolan Shanuel, I think I'm going to sit. And then Yankiel is going to go back to hitting second, which means I need a DH. I think, honestly, Hunter Goodman to DH. Dario is going to bat 9th, hitting catcher. Cole Carrick's also pretty going a little cold here. So we'll have Joe Lamp lead off. Dominguez goes to center. All right, let's rock and roll. MLB debut, Sandy Ozuna. Let's see what he can do for us. Can't possibly be worse than what Jose Fleury was doing. So the kid is essentially playing with house money at this point. All right, a nice foul pop-up. And Laura flies out. And Corbin Carroll flies out. Clean first inning on the debut. There we go. Joe Lamp gets aboard. Very good. I don't think I'm going to try to run on Gabriel Moreno, but I am tempted. Yankiel advances Lamp. I'll take that. Tough call either way. Challenge. I was reading a forum where someone said that Highland Park Baseball should introduce a challenge system. And I'm like, I don't know how that would work. Charlie Condon with a 2-run shot to get us started on the board. Thank you, sir. 367 feet, his 18th of the year. Dominguez hitting .500 against the Diamondbacks. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Dominguez is going to run and be brave, and he gets there. I like how I didn't run Lamp, but I did run Dominguez, who was slower. Down goes whomever that was. Was it Goodman? Yeah, okay. All right, Ozuna, second inning. Groover gets aboard. No perfect game or no hitter for Ozuna on his debut. Bregman, how do you not get that? What is your range? 5,500. Fine. And Moreno gets it down. Oh boy. 1 run will score. No outs. And the Diamondbacks have arrived. Marte hits it up to left. That's going to be caught. No runners advance. Paris hits it up to center. He's trying for third. No throw attempt is made against Jazz Chisholm. Perdomo hits it softly to Howie. The throw got him. All right. Diamondbacks only get 1 run out of that. I'm okay with that outcome. Oh, Bregman and Tovar both aboard. And Dario hits in to the fielder's choice. Joe Lamb flies out. Is Bregman going to try? No, he stays at third. And a balk. Oh, no. We get our 3rd run through a balk. Jeez. Yankill walks, and Howie flies out to center to end that. But we get another run. Albeit not in the most dramatic fashion in the world. But a run's a run. Clean third for Ozuna. Meanwhile, Condon Dominguez are aboard for Goodman, who hits into a double play. Not Hunter's best game so far. And Bregman lines out. Runners on first and second with no outs. Can't score any of them. Speaking of scoring, Chas Chisholm and Moreno are both aboard. Bunting? You're bunting against a rookie making his debut? Have some self-respect. I'm glad he struck out there. Oh boy, he hit Paris. Bases are loaded. And a wild pitch is going to score Chisholm. Man. All right, he struck out Perdomo. That's huge. Can he get Caldwell? Yes, he can. Good job from Ozuna getting out of that. All right, Tovar and Lamp are aboard. Yankiel hits it straight up in the air. It goes 5 feet and is caught near the mound. Howie flies out to end the inning. I do not want to look at how many runners Howie has left on base today. Okay, I am going to warm... Oh, boy, look at the state of that bullpen. Ozuna, I got bad news. You might have to eat the 5th. As Corbin Carroll is aboard for Gino Groover, who gets aboard. That might score Carroll. The throw is in. Carroll does not move. Herrera, buddy, I'm going to be honest. You may have to pitch on 68%. Chaz hits it to How You Lead. A second for one to first. Got it. Oh, we needed that. Oh, boy. All right. Dominguez is aboard for Goodman, who is hit. That seems a bit personal. Bregman hits it deep to left field and gone. 3-run shot. Thank you, sir. 406 feet, 6-2 ball game. Bregman slugging all the way up to a 531, 901 OPS. That'll play. That'll play nicely. The Diamondbacks turn to their bullpen, and Tovar gets aboard with a line drive. We're not done here. No, sir. Dario grounds into a fielder's choice. We might be done here. That's what you get for trying to pick off a runner at first from the backside. And Joe Lamb grounds out to end the inning anyway, but on principle. Did they give Dario a steal for that? No, they should have. I'm just saying. All right, Herrera is going to come in. I think a pretty good outing from Ozuna. 5 innings, 9 hits. 9 hits in 5 innings is a bit scary, but 2 earned runs, one of which was on a wild pitch. 3 Ks. Didn't walk anybody. Had a lot worse MLB debuts, I think. All right, Herrera, just give me 1 inning. Thank you, sir. And that's all I want from him. He's already on probably 60% fatigue right now. Yeah, 15 pitches, he's already in the yellow. Zerpa will come in for the 7th. Oh, no. Caldwell and Lara are both aboard. And Corbin Carroll hits it up the Tovar. Well, that was about the worst time for an error we could have, as Groover makes us pay and hits it all the way to the wall. Oh, boy. Well, this has escalated very quickly, as DeLone gets it in the outfield, and Zerpa has given up every single run. Tied ball game 6-6. Well, guess what, Munoz? I can't put Munoz in here. Vodnik at 64% is just what we're going to have to do. I mean, Zerpa's just got to get out of this inning. Man. Oh, boy. I lied. Vodnik, come in. All right. Well, Diamondbacks tie the game. I don't even want to look at Zerpa's ERA, but I will. Yeah, it's up to that went from a 0 to a 4.05 for those keeping track at home. Clean 7th. Come on, Vodnik. Nice. And he walks Caldwell. Our bullpen is just crumbled today, and Lara hits it deep to right field and gone. Okay, so what did we learn? 1, never offer a reliever a contract extension mid-season, because he will get shelled immensely. I think we offered it to him in the middle of June, and so far since then, he has only had 2 scoreless outings and given up 4, 6, 10, 13 earned runs. And now I have to bring in my closer for the 8th and the 9th because I'm just out of bodies. All right. Yeah, we dropped that one 9-6. Zerpa gave up 3. Vodnik gave up 3. I think that's the biggest argument for maybe we should have 9 relievers. Man, to be fair, I mean, when's our next off day? Yeah. CJ Kafis, this is zero fault of your own. AAA. And now, hey, Jose, you know how I just sent you down? Come back. Reliever. Jose is going to be a long reliever for us. At least for, I mean, I need help in the bullpen because our guys are really tired. They're pitching tired and they're just getting blown up. Oh boy. That does make things pretty awkward with regards to our lineup now, especially with Nolan Shanuel, who can really only play DH. We now have one backup infielder, one backup outfielder, and a backup catcher. Like, that is it. We've lost a lot of that flexibility. Okay. The finale against the Diamondbacks. I am just going to hold my hands in the air and hope we get out of this unscathed. We won 10-2 and only needed to use 2 relievers, including Jose Fleury in his first relief appearance. 2 innings, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 3 Ks. Fair enough. De Leon did good. Oh, no. We got to their bullpen. Condon and Goodman had homers. Gazdar with another 4-for-4 day. Very nice from him. Nolan Shanuel with a pair of hits. He really needed that. Hopefully that starts to turn him back around. All right, we have the Tigers now, who famously in this sim blew it up. They traded away, I think it was Colt Keith, Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green. And now find themselves losing behind. Oh, no, Guardians. What's happened? I mean, we're still maintaining our lead against the Dodgers in the division, which amidst a 5-game losing streak is kind of crazy. All right, I am going to sim games 1 and 2, play game 3, because I want to get to the Dodgers series and to the draft. So let's sim game 1. We lose 4-5. Chase Burns gives up 5 earned runs, and our bats cannot keep up whatsoever. What a shame. Tovar and Lamp had his first home run of the season. Good for him. Uh-oh, Trey Jameson's out for a week. It does not impact his throwing, though. But it's also a back injury, and I don't really want to make that any worse. So I think I'm going to move Dre to the IL. And in response, we're going to call Fidel back. I think we're going to bring Fidel in. Even though he is currently on 0% exhaustion because he just threw 40 pitches. It's fine. Oh, boy. I'm going to move Zerpa to long relief. Fidel can take setup. Anyway, we win 5-3. Hunter Goodman, Nolan Shanuel, and Howie Lee with homers. Herrera gets popped a little bit, but the rest of the bullpen locks in. Very nice. That'll do. Actually, I lied. I think I'm going to sim all 3 games, including Gabriel Hughes' start here. Let's sim the whole Tiger series. That's what I get. We lose 1-4. That's why you can never sim, folks. Oh, Nolan Shanuel has an injury. Again? Nolan, buddy. This is his 1, 2, 3. This is his 5th injury since we traded for him. Not great. Gabriel gave up 4 earned runs. That's a rare for him. Yeah, the last time he gave up that many runs was the 10th. of June. And before that, he hadn't done it for maybe even the whole season. So a rare bad start for him. No home runs. Not great. Not a great showing. And the lads, Alan Ford, gets Player of the Week in Double A. Is it time for Triple A? He's probably going to strike out a ton. I have a pretty congested outfield in AAA also. Yeah, with CJ Kafus back. So I think I'll keep Alan Ford down there. Jacob Friend just has not panned out how I thought he would in the year and a half he's been in our organization. But that is what it is. Okay, we find ourselves facing off against the LA Dodgers. It's a 4-game series. So theoretically, if they sweep us, then the division will flip. The draft is on the 11th, so I'm going to play game 1 of this series, sim game 2, play game 3, then we'll hit the draft. So let's rock and roll. We obviously have no DH. Oh, good. And Charlie Condon is very tired. I could just put Nolan Schanuel on the IL preemptively. But I don't want it to be nothing. Actually, to be fair, we still haven't found out the day after. It's not nothing. I'm going to put Nolan on the 10-day IL. This could very well come back to bite me if he's perfectly fine. Tucker Toman is going to come back. That's not what I meant to click on. Ronnie, no. How many first basemen do I have in AA? Only one? Ronnie, go back. Edwin, I don't know who you are. Goodbye. Okay, so yeah, I think we're doing the old school configuration. Yankees hit second, Toman to DH. Obviously, this next game against the Dodgers will be different because Condon is tired. Okay, so Condon sits. Tucker Toman is going to take first. So I need a DH. What do I want to do here? Joe Lampin right? Yankee DH? I think so. Bregman, congrats. You're batting 4th. And then Joe Lamp can bat 7th in right. All right, so a little bit of a backup squad here with Sandy Ozuna on the mound for his second ever start. Bregman strikes out. You're killing me, Smalls. All right, Ozuna, you got this, buddy. Solo shot to Munoz, the first of his MLB career. Congratulations to him, but why did it have to come off of my guy? Oh, boy. Jack Sawinski with a... Oh, no. Okay, we're okay. Ozuna having a second ever start being against the Dodgers is a bit harsh here. Yankee gets it down. Don't think they're going to give that an error on bets. They do not. How Yuli hits it deep to left field. Out of here. 3-run shot. The lead is ours. 402 feet. Very nice. And now Bregman with a double. Jason Dominguez flies out to center to end my fun. But nonetheless, we take the lead. Clean third for Sandy. That's huge. Oh, 2-run shot from Rojas. Oh, boy. All right. They're getting to Sandy a bit. Jose, get warming up. And he strikes out Shohei. put that ball in a nice glass container, and then a wild pitch scores. Then it's fine. It is. It was not, in fact, fine. And Will Smith hits it up to center, caught at the warning track. Interesting that Josh Naylor didn't advance. He does have 25 speed. That might be why. Sawinski lines out to second. Okay. That'll be it for Ozuna. Not a good start from him, but, in his defense, it's his second ever start. Yeah, the hits are a problem. I think the hits are a problem. He also doesn't strike out a lot of guys, which is a lovely combination, must be said. Clean sixth from Jose. That's good. Jacob Eunice in the bullpen. 36 years young. Walks Dario. Bases are loaded now for Cole Carrig, who struck out on a full count. Come on, Cole. As they bring in Blake Snell out of the bullpen, and Yankee lines out. Man, bases loaded, one out, and you can't score anybody. It's a bit painful, that. Clean seventh from Jose. Very good. And then I think I'll have Luis Castellum get ready for the eighth. Just saying, Jose in long relief so far. 4 innings, only 1 earned run. Am I a genius? Probably not, but you never know. Brian Abreu. Oh, good. Number 1 in saves the league. A BAPIP of 132. Excuse me, 181. 132 is the average against. I'm not afraid. As he sends down my first 2 very cleanly. Dario is our last out. And Dario pops up to end that. We lose game 1 to the Dodgers 5-3. Not great. I mean, really, Yankiel and How You Lead, the only batters that did anything. Tovar stuck out 3 times, Toman and Kolkerg twice. That is what it is. 6 weeks for Nolan. Broken collarbone. Is he even going to get to 100 games this season? He's going to come back in... No, I don't think he will. He's going to come back in late August. He's not going to get to 100 games. That's annoying. All right, well, we already made the corresponding move calling Toman up, so that is what it is. We are going to sim game 2 of the Dodgers series. We lose it 1-3. Man, the bats have gone cold. Gage Wood gives up 2. My God. Dude, how is he so good for the Braves? I trade for him and he just self-destructs. Whatever. The only way this would be worse is if Kerry Carpenter is raking right now for the Braves. I mean, he has 2 home runs and, 20% the at-bats, but he's not doing that much better. Are they playing him out in the outfield? They're putting him in right, and he's not doing great. All right, we have the draft. Before the draft, though, let's play our game against the Dodgers. Oh boy, everyone's tired. Tovar. Oh, and Carrig. That's a problem. What do I want to do here? Gazdar to short. Toman to third. Dominguez takes left. Joe Lamp takes center. Hunter Goodman DH. Dario Piquet. So this way, all of our tired guys will get the day off. All right, Chase Burns on the mound. We have no Bregman, no Tovar, no Carrig on offense. In a series, we're already down 2 games to nothing in. It's not great. Chase gets out of the jam. We only have 1 hit through 3 innings. Munoz with another homer. This guy needs to chill. Ooh. How you leave on third. Come on, Condon. Just hit it to right field. Struck out. Dominguez hit it to right field. He pops up 3 feet ahead of first base. We threaten, we do not switch. Clean fourth from Chase. I mean, Chase is doing, oh boy. Who had the air? Tillman? How you leave? I mean, to be fair, he had 9 errors last year. He's on track to pretty much get that again. All right. Okay, Yankeel and How Yuli are aboard. Condon strikes out. Dude. Oh, well. With how many backups I have in, I really need my power battery of Yankeel, Hayuli, Condon to do something. We're just not getting that. Let us have Zerpa get warming up if Burns can't get through the 6th. He does. Good man. Nothing for us in the 7th, though. Zerpa is going to come in to take this inning. And he allows 2 runs. I should have taken him out when I had the chance. But alas, still nothing from our offense. Fidel's coming in for the 8th. Clean-ish. We'll get Munoz ready. All right. We need 3 solo home runs, please. Condon K's. Dominguez flies out to center, which leaves us our last out. Hunter Goodman gets it down and left. We have life. Tucker Toman now. Wild pitch. Okay. I'm going to be honest, Tucker. Just take this next pitch. Maybe they walk you. They do not. Full count. Swing and a miss. We lose to the Dodgers 0-3. Chase Burns, really good start, but Zerpa gave up 2 runs. Our offense, ice cold. I really don't think any of our backups are major league like ready. I think that's just a big issue. Like Gazdar's numbers are being held up by 2 4-hit games. All right, but who cares about the major league roster? We have a draft. All right. We pick 18th. We were supposed to pick 14th, but we plummeted because of all of the comp selections. I'm just going to sim to my pick and then talk about really the couple players that I like a lot. In terms of our organization, looking at like our prospect pipeline, we are very, very, very pitcher heavy. Of our top 20 prospects, 6 of them are hitters. Everything else is pitching. And we have a good mix of college guys, like Ginger, who's 23, Carlos Mears, 25, Jaeger's 23, who are getting up there. Also, Jaeger, you need to be higher up than where you are. Go all the way to AA. Godspeed, my friend. Anyway, and so I think we're going to go really batter heavy in this draft. That's why a lot of the players I scouted were batters, and I kind of didn't ignore pitching, but I did not ignore it. I think our outfield Depth isn't great. Who are we mocked to taking right now? Ricardo Magana, who looks like a phenomenal shortstop. Except, how much does he want? 3.4? To be fair, slot for this pick is 6. Might not be the worst idea. Josh Williams, if we want a more like could be in the majors in like 3 years timeline, we could go Josh Williams, who looks like he projects pretty well. He wants 5.5 though. If the AI two-ways this kid, I'm gonna cry. Where was the third baseman? Oh, there he is. Jesse Wood. It's another a name I've written down solely because he has 65 arm. As a 21-year-old, that's pretty good. I think the pick might be Magana. I like Josh Williams. He's not a center fielder, first of all. He's going to be left or right field. Avoid Ks are a little scary because he struck out a lot in college, but he has the home runs for it. Do I like him? The question is, do I like him like 2 million more than I do Magana? And I think the answer to that is no. Because Magana, we're getting someone who already, like, his ratings aren't great, but he has a 65 arm. The error of 40 is a little shaky, so he's probably a second baseman at heart. But he could potentially be one of the best infielders in baseball, just with no walkability, which I think is okay. I think we're going to take Magana. I'm just going to meet his demand because all he wants is 3.4 million, so we will save some money on the back end. And Josh Williams got taken literally right after our selection. Rays took him. That's funny. That is hilarious. All right, scouting recommendations, infielders. Jonathan Jameson, another high school guy. I mean, he has no power whatsoever. So this would be like, his contact really needs to hit. I don't love the idea of taking 2 high school bats back to back. Let me look at the other outfield options. I'd do in draft league. Not great at all. That's a huge red flag. Get off my screen. Chris Conley. Yeah, a lot of the college bats are a little scary. And they also have really bad defense. Like Matt Allen, his bat's going to be really solid. He's going to have some power. He's rarely going to strike out. But defensively, he's terrifying, and his arm is a 40. So I don't know if that's the direction I want to go in. I could go, say, Jeremy Bregar, who didn't do great in the draft league, only 9 walks, struck out about once per game. Power's not there. Never mind. I've talked myself out of him. I mean, Isaiah Patterson, I could put him in high A right now and he'd do fine. Yeah. So Patterson is a guy that if I want an MLB ready bat quickly, he could do it. He's kind of like a worse version of Jonathan Lamb in a way. Let me compare the men. Yeah, he has more power, and this is potential, obviously. I'm not looking at it now. He has worse power than Lamb, but his eye is going to be better. He's going to strike out a bit more. Speed wise, they're on pretty similar lengths, though Lamp is better. Defensive ratings, yeah, Lamp's got him a little bit. This might not be a bad pick of Patterson. Hmm. Is he on the draft pipeline or no? He is not. Could be a good sign, but do I like him more than James? I mean, no. Obviously, Jameson's potential is better, but that's because he's a high school kid who's 4 years younger. He's about to turn 18. And really, I don't think we need someone like Patterson in the outfield, but someone like Jameson down the line would be pretty good. I think I am going to go Jameson. I'm going to meet his demand, and I can go a bit over slot because we saved 2.6 million on Ricardo. I think we do that. Is he still there? Rats. My boy. Wonder who took Isaiah. Did someone take Isaiah? Am I blind? Oh, there he is. Went to the Brewers. 319. Fair enough. Okay, so we just went back to back high schoolers. So I am not touching a high school bat. I'm going batter. I think. Let me look at the pictures really quick. See if there is anyone particularly spicy that we know can be good. Ryan Garcia, if I just want dynamite closer who has 2 pitches. His cutter is already really good. That could be something worth coming back to. How are the starters looking? Oh my. That is a fascinating profile. His stuff is horrendous, but he's got great movement and control. That's kind of fun. Almost tempted to do it. Tim Banks didn't have a great last year in college. Ks were there, but walks were up, home runs were up, whip was up, BABIP was a 313, WAR was down. But again, this is a guy that I could put in, maybe not double A. I could put him in high A, and he'd be good. The control, I think, scares me. I like Ryan Garcia. I don't hate that one. How do I get to my aha? I think Ryan Garcia is the pick. I think he's 21 years old. I'd likely put him. I'd put him maybe in like single A for a little bit, but as long as his stuff hits out, he can be a guy that would rise pretty quickly. He also does not want. Whoops. There's so many. They really complicated the draft more than they had to be. I mean, again, we're under slot, so we're making the money back. Anyone projected to go like in the first rounds that's still there? Javid Gill. Signability is impossible. I don't think I even want to try. All right, so we went pitcher, college pitcher, a couple of bats. I think we're going to keep looking at college bats. I got an infielder and an outfielder. How's the catcher looking? Brian Sinclair, draft league. He has come off the bench and has 3 plate appearances. Well, that doesn't help me. He's an okay defensive catcher. The power could honestly be there. Double-digit homers in college. That ain't bad. Walks are up. I don't hate Mr. Sinclair. Let me look specifically at catchers. Sinclair's the highest rated catcher there. Josh, oh yeah, there's your stereotypical catcher right there. 75 power potential. He almost had 30 home runs in a season in college. However, this is not nothing. He only has one homer in the draft league so far. That does worry me a little bit. He also struck out nearly twice per game his first year in college. I think I'm out on Curry. Ben Robinson come off the bench. Let me compare Robinson with Sinclair. And again, Sinclair is, I mean, wait. Okay. I was reading the wrong numbers there. I got confused. I read the 18 uniform number and thought Sinclair's 18? I mean, Sinclair's the clear pick here. I mean, Robinson's going to get me more power, but I mean, he's even worse now, technically. Defensively, I mean, Robinson does have a cannon, which is not nothing, but I don't think it's enough to cover for 15 better contact potential, 20 better Ks, 10 better I. I think the pick is Sinclair, which means I have to go over here, sortable list. I really should just view it from the sortable list screen. And again, under slot. I might take a shot on that first baseman just because we've been so under slot. If he's still there, I'm doing it. YOLO. I'll just see what he wants. Might as well. All right, so if we get Gil, great. Assuming we don't, I think let me look at the starter options, please. Not gonna lie, seen better. 90 control. If his stuff was even a little bit better, like if it was 35 to 40, I might pull the trigger. Because 90 control is insane. But his stuff just will never be there. And we have a high accuracy. If it was average, maybe his stuff gets better. But I don't think we're going to get anything there. So Larry Siegel, oh my God. All right, the stuff has officially fallen off the cliff for a lot of these guys. Jerry Dufour has been pretty good in the draft league, though. It looks like they're doing that annoying thing where they rotate him starting in bullpen. Dufour's been doing pretty good. Clyde Fisher, again, elite stuff, but his control and his movement aren't great. He's done okay in the draft league, but giving up 1.5 home runs per nine. Jerry Barnes isn't bad. There's still a decent crop of starters here. I'm definitely out on Stafford. I think it's between Barnes, Fisher, and then Dufour. So let me compare Barnes with Fisher first. I mean, yeah, really, it's how much do I care about that 80 potential? Which I think the answer is not that much. It won't tell me that. I wish it would show like college stats or draft league stats if both players are in the draft league here instead of nothing but zeros. I think I'm going with Barnes over Fisher. What about Dufour? Yeah, Barnes. I think that's the pick. And he did good in draft league. Again, 1.8 home runs per nine, but a whip of 1.09. Ks are good. And he's going to have 60 stamina, which will probably level off a bit. But I like him. If DeFore or Clyde Fisher are still there next pick, we take them. They're both still there. All right, let me compare those two. Now, see, this is a little closer because their control is the same. So I think at that point, I'd rather take Clyde Fisher and bank on the stuff getting him through. Where Defer, he has really great fastball potential, really good sinker potential, but he doesn't have the elite stuff that Fisher does to carry his bad control. But also, I just like Defer. Now let's go Clyde Fisher. Let's do it. Get him. Okay. At this point, we're just doing BPA, I think, for the next couple picks. Is there anyone with insane potential that's just not been drafted? Dana Fink. Goodness gracious. I mean, the avoid K of a 2035, he's striking out like its strikeout rating ain't bad. A little less than 10% of at bats. I mean, I'll live with that if he can get me close to 20 home runs in a season. Might be worth it. What about the 60 guys? Jason Chalfant is terrible defensively, not a lot of power. The avoid K number is probably worse because he's striking out about once per game. Nope. Josh Piro has great stuff, but bad control. We have enough of those guys. I'm going to take a shot. I'll take a shot on the 70 potential, dude. I mean, listen, we have money to spare right now. We have 4.4 million left to take a shot on those guys. Jason Piero is still there, by the way. He just won slot. The control of 35 is just so bad. But might be worth the grab. David Hightree is a young catcher. I don't hate that. He's going to be above average at everything. Avoid Ks might be a little low, but if the power is even like a 60 instead of a 65, that's a good trade-off for a catcher. He's already a great blocker, solid arm. I think we take Hightree here. All right. I will then sim the rest of the draft. Since I've already taken, 10 guys, we'll have some negotiations to do, but let's get that taken care of. Okay, negotiations have begun. Give me the numbers. Question mark. Fair enough. Okay, so we're saving 1.6. Half that goes away, so a million. We have about 1.8 million in savings from these top four guys. I think I am just gonna meet the demand of Fink and Reedy. And so that gives me really. Yeah, he needs a bonus of 3.8. Best we can do is 3.6. Actually, no, that's not the best we can do because that doesn't take into account those. Yeah, no, we're not getting go. We'd be over budget if we try, I think. Because This is 5'4", 120. Yeah, no, we can't get him. All right, we're not going to get Javid Gill, which honestly, I'm not that mad about. I think he's probably going to become. Yeah, he's got a little. He could probably be an outfielder. He's probably a below average outfielder with a bad arm that you hope the power hits because the avoid case is probably an issue. Yeah, would have been nice to have, but we literally can't afford him. And to get him, we would have to not offer like Dana Fink, who I like a lot more, and Danny Reedy, who is already a very strong defensive outfielder, and he's 18 years old. So that is that. Let us sim through the day. I do want to check really quick. Who did the AI take in the couple picks after we simmed? Josh Cratchit, who is currently doing okay in the draft league, but doesn't look like he'll be anything too crazy. Alex Marin is interesting. I mean, the stuff is getting weighed down by the fact that he's trying to do a fork ball and can't really do it. So in reality, that's probably a 40 to 45 or 50 to, or 45 to 50. But nothing too crazy. Andy Sparks needs to move to, let's just say, right field. 35 arm, never mind. 25 arm. Yeah, the AI. Ooh, David Millam. I don't hate. 18 years old. That's not a bad pick. Ray Tabor. Looks like he'd become a nice catcher. All right. Somewhat of a mixed bag from the AI there, but I think with our negotiation. Oh, yeah, wait. Who's missing from this list? 3, 7, 8. Oh, Jerry Burns signed immediately. Sweet. So I think I am going to pull him back from his draft league. And I'm going to put him at, I think, single A to start at Fresno. See how he does. 8 was Clyde Fisher, who similarly, we're going to pull him from draft league. I'm a little worried about how his control will play in single A, but I think we go for it either way. I think that's the move. Don't mind me. Whoops, I clicked the wrong button twice in a row. Where'd my third round pick go? Oh, we didn't have one. That's right. We lost our third round pick. That's right. Right? I believe that's what happened. No, we had a third round pick. Am I losing my mind? We did not have a third. I didn't think we had a third round pick. Why does this screen say we did? Draft order round 3, pick 24. Round 3, pick 24, Mariners. one of the great mysteries. I don't know what happened there, but I don't think we should have had a third round pick. I am not, or is this already for next year? Because we're 23. This is already for next year. We're 23. Well, yeah, we didn't have a third round pick. That's what happened. Okay. It took me a second to try to figure out what exactly happened there because I knew we took high school, and then Ryan Garcia. But my brain was like, I'm missing a three, but we got there eventually. All right. So overall, I think pretty successful draft. I think going back to back high school bats is a little awkward, but Ricardo Magana already is going to be a really solid defensive infielder with potentially like top level bat. Jonathan Jameson is going to be your classic corner outfielder with all the contact in the world. Power, non existent, but I think he'll do really well for us. Ryan Garcia, I think, is going to just he's going to climb through our organization. I think his 30 changeup, I think that needs to improve. But he may even get to like high A by the time we're done here. He could even get to double A if he really, really crushes. So I like him a lot. Brian Sinclair could legitimately be the catcher of our future. I wish they played him more in draft league, but that is what it is. I think even if the power isn't there, if he gets on base consistently, he's good enough defensively to potentially be a successor to Hunter Goodman. Javay Gill, we're not getting. Dana Fink just has a fascinating profile. Like he's got a great eye, 85 potential power, 60 gap power. Like the man's slugging in high school was 1,000. His OPS 1,500. Like you gotta take him for that profile alone. And then Danny Reedy is literally the exact opposite, where he has great contact, great avoid K, but power isn't really there. Already has a 65 outfield arm as an 18-year-old, which is awesome. So Reedy and Jonathan Jameson are sort of very similar level of players. I think Reedy has better avoid Ks and gap. Jameson, better BABIP, a little bit better power, better eye. Defensively, though, Reedy has him. So I think getting both of these two in the same draft is really, really good, and I think makes our organization a lot better from an outfield standpoint. So I'd say successful draft. Really good. We didn't target college starters a lot because, if you look at our prospect pipeline, we don't really need to because all we have up top are hitters, 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 and more hitters. So kind of pivoting to bats here this time around. But that is it for me, everyone. I'm going to stop the episode here. We have unfortunately and disappointingly lost the first 3 games of the Dodgers series and now find ourselves only a half game up ahead of them in the division. And now we face them in the finale against Roki Sasaki. But we will pick up on that next video. And then I think next video is just going to be this portion of July. We're going to get to the All-Star break, get to the trade deadline, and who knows what this team will look like at the end of the trade deadline. We have our lineup is more or less set, knock on wood. I may honestly target an upgrade to our backup infield because Gazdar, Toman aren't really doing it. Other than that, lineup's pretty good. Rotation, really the only question is, will Jose Fleury rejoin the rotation? Is Sandy Ozuna a guy long term? Bullpen, though. anything could happen. Fidel could get sent down. I could trade Zerpa. Griffin Jax is doing great, but he's on expiring contract. Jay Jameson is hurt. That whole room could just get torn to shreds by the end of everything being done. But that is where I will stop things. Next episode will be a little bit later this week. So we will get through July and hopefully, fingers crossed, maintain our lead on the division. But thank you all for watching. See you next time.